Hello and welcome to the show. From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole, all things mental health awareness and wellness, where we interview amazing guests from all over the world, sharing their incredible story of how they overcame obstacles and trials and what they are currently doing to maintain not only their mental health, but their physical health. If you would like to be a guest on my future shows, I would love to have you. Hit up your girl at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com. I would love for you to share your story. If you know my story, back in 2021 is when I went to treatment for 2 months due to PTSD, depression, anxiety, and addiction. And when I was there for 2 months, it was one of the hardest decisions that I've made, but also one of the best decisions that I've made as well. And when I left out of treatment, I shared my story through my music, sharing to communities about how I struggled in silence. And so I'm super grateful to have this platform, this podcast, to share so others can share their story so they know that there is hope at the end of the tunnel. So we would love to have you as a guest. And I'm grateful for this opportunity for you watching the show right now. So as I say for this show and all shows, a disclaimer, I am not a therapist or a medical health. Will be a certified health functional practitioner soon. So any advice that I give you is based on my own experience of how I overcame anxiety and depression. And also on this episode and all episodes, I always give a trigger warning. We talk about mental health. We talk about stories. And so I just want to let you know that as well. All right. So we're going to just talk a little bit about mental health here. And so I have a Did You Know? And so this says, did you know that proper nutrition can play a key role in mental health? Nutrient deficiencies can impact your mood and cognitive function. Prioritize a balanced diet rich in vitamins and minerals to support your mental well-being. If you would love support with that, once I'm certified, I will have access to functional testing that can look at healing opportunities and also functions that's been lost in your body. I would love to help you to give you a specific healing protocol just for you. If you or someone you know is in need of support, there's a 24-hour hotline, and that is 988. You can call or text the number, which is 988. All right, everyone, we are putting Seattle on the map again today, and I'm super excited for this amazing guest. I'll read you his bio in just a moment, but I met him a few years ago, and when I met him, I was just listening to him sing. He has such a beautiful, anointing voice. I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. And he has so much music, and he has a story, and he's going to share that with us today. So let me read you his bio. All right. So we have here Tom Taylor. He is an award-winning Christian singer, songwriter, musician, and independent recording artist based in Seattle, Washington. He is the father of 2. He grew up in Southern California and Washington State, respectively, and received Jesus as his Lord and Savior at the age of 9. He began writing songs in 2005 and launched his music ministry in 2006. He has released, listen to this, y'all, he has released 11 independent albums since 2008 and has performed in churches, prisons, street fairs, coffee houses, television, and radio. His music is personal and glorifies Jesus through his joys and struggles. Let's welcome this warrior king to the show, Tom Taylor.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello, Tom. Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, doing well. I'm so glad you're able to come on today. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to hear your story, hear about your music, and all the wonderful things that you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that intro.
Yes, absolutely. I was like, woo, when I was reading this, I was like, yes, go Tom. But tell the audience, tell everyone a little bit about yourself. I know I just kind of read your bio a little bit, but just who you are and just a little bit where you reside and a little bit about you.
Well, like it says in the bio, I accepted Jesus. My dad actually prayed with me to receive Jesus when I was 9 years old. He had recently, not too long before, separated from my mom. And so he kind of maybe drifted from his faith during marriage, and then he gravitated back towards it more during the separation. So he led me in prayer to accept Jesus just before bed one night, and I started playing guitar when I was 10. So shortly thereafter, my older brother played, my dad played, so I had both of them like helping me, and just grew up in a house just filled with music playing all the time, and just jamming on the guitars and all. But I had always wanted to write music. I remember even asking my dad, "Can you teach me how to write music?" And he was like, "It's not really something I can teach you. It's something you just have to do." And there really is some truth to that, because just suddenly one day, I was like 25. I sat down one day and I started playing my guitar. I started playing these chords, this chord pattern that I just came up with, and I had a melody. And there, I suddenly had like what I believe was a gift given to me to write music. So that's when that started, when I was about 25. And I had recently, I think the prior year, joined my first band, which was like a hard rock Christian band. And I think maybe part of what helped me to be able to start writing. So I left the band shortly thereafter and just kind of on my own music ministry. And we moved to Tennessee for the first time in 2007, and came back after a major car accident, and just because it was so hard without family down there, so we came back. But I ended up going back. My life kind of fell apart about 4 years ago. I went through divorce and all that, and went back to Tennessee. And interestingly enough, shortly before moving, I was baptized in the Holy Spirit finally. Evidence. So it was interesting that came about right when my life was like completely falling apart.
Wow. And you just recently moved back to Seattle too, right?
Just December 23rd I moved back. So for Christmas I got to be with my family. So great.
Wow.
So I spent the last 4 years in Tennessee and went through a lot of trials. A lot of trials. You can't explain them all, but
I mean, if you want to share,
just a lot of like car issues, like car accidents, and even like car problems, like with cars failing. A lot of that kind of stuff, and just a lot of financial difficulty. But I think I can see that I was meant to come home now, though. So maybe that was part of it.
Back here in Seattle. Rainy Seattle. Well, awesome.
All this stuff will be clearer someday.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Well, Tom, I was listening to your single that I Have a Future, and I was just listening to that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And so I would love for you to share a little bit about your single I Have a Future, and Joy, is it Dane? Am I saying her name right? Is it
that's right.
Dane? Okay. Is doing the harmonies on it. A beautiful song. And so can you just tell us a little bit about that, the inspiration behind it? And
Well, I actually wrote that. I wrote that with Joy and with my producer, whose name is Cedric Israel. So we got together for a co-write down in Tennessee. And it was in my producer's studio. And he had this song start. He had this idea already of a start for the song. And it was based, of course, on Jeremiah 29:11. The plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you a hope and a future. And it fit like my life perfectly. And I know a lot of people, can relate to it too.
Right, for sure.
So, wrote this song, maybe about a year later, finally recorded it, and I invited Joy to sing on it with me, which I'm glad I did because it sounds fantastic, and
Yes.
she did a fantastic job. So it's been great.
Beautiful song. Yes. Yeah. So, so tell us a little bit about like when you write your music, like the process. Like, do you have your lyrics first and then produce, or like is it a little combination, or you have the production and then the lyrics? Like, tell us a little bit about your you can tell us the process of that one, and also like how you like normally process of your songs, your music.
I would say, like, most of the time through the years, I come up with chords first. Like, that's
okay.
I've taken a test. I don't know if you've taken one of those tests before of your specific gift in songwriting.
No, I need to know.
I can send that to you, actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Mine was chords and structure first.
Okay.
And then second was melody, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
I mostly in chords and structure, so that's usually what I come up with first is like a chord pattern, and then I come up with a melody. But I have those really special songs, like the best ones, where it all comes at once.
Okay, right.
And it's like chords, melody, lyrics, all of it just pouring out all at once, and you're like, where did this come from?
Right.
And those are like the best, most amazing songs.
Yeah. That's when you're just like, where did that all come from? That was like God, the Holy Spirit, because you're like, whoa, you have the music, you have the lyrics. It's like it's already a song. So yes, absolutely.
Inspiration.
Yes. Well, beautiful. So if you have not checked out Tom Taylor's single, I Have a Future, featuring Joy Dame, it's a beautiful worship song, beautiful harmonies, production is beautiful. When I was listening, I'm like, this is beautiful. So absolutely check out Tom Taylor, and he's going to give us more information on how, to find him and his socials. He'll give us that. But I want to talk a little bit about, as an independent artist, Tom, and as a father, like how do you, we're going to talk about like how do you maintain, your mental health and just staying grounded and just staying focused, because we know as being independent artists, sometimes it's a lot, we're doing, like you said, we're doing our music, we're doing the production, we are doing the marketing, we're doing everything, right? So like, how do you maintain your mental health, your physical health, and just staying grounded?
Well, I think a big part of that is my friendships, just like having friends to lean on.
Yeah.
Of course, faith, prayer, and
yes,
with the peace of God, where would we be, first of all? But I know friends play a huge part. I don't know where I'd be without my friends' support. And therapy is important. I will stress that. And I definitely, I just moved here. I need to find a new therapist. So I definitely recommend therapy for people.
Yes.
It's important to address your problems and deal with them. So
yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, because I think, and I think our society is getting better, when we talk about therapy, right? I know as a child when I was younger, and especially in the church community, it was kind of like, oh, prayer, but like, now that, I think we're getting better as a society. I think we still have a long way to go to like normalize like therapy. It's okay, right? It's okay to go to therapy. Like I said in my last episode, God has placed these amazing professionals, on earth, to help us, with our feelings and our emotions and how to process and how to ground ourselves and, all these different strategies and techniques. And so thank you for sharing that, therapy, and how you said you stress that. And also just saying like having a community, we know that's important, because when you're isolated and alone, that can, I know like 2020, right? During the pandemic time, that was kind of triggering for me, and just being alone and not being out among people. And so isolating yourself, you're in your thoughts, right? You're in your head, you're thinking of all the things, and you're not surrounding yourself with love and with people. And so that's absolutely, like you said, super important to surround yourself with loving, supportive people, not just anybody, but loving and supporting people for sure. So yes, thank you.
It's hard in the Christian world a lot of the time, because a lot of the time, you need to pray more, you need to your Bible more. You know, it's
Yep.
like you're not spiritual enough, and that's just not true. It's like any other physical condition
Yes.
where you need, you know, a physician. So yeah, so yeah, I know that you talk about that, like the stigma
Yes.
with men and all that. So yeah,
Yes. Absolutely.
really,
And I always say, like, if you're struggling with like depression or anxiety or any mental illness, it's like it's an invisible illness. It's not something you see, right? Like you see someone
yeah.
with a broken arm or a broken leg, you see that, but you know, mental illness, you don't see that. And so, yeah, absolutely. I talk about that all the time. There may be people who you think are okay and they're not, because I was so good at like masking my pain and just like, oh, I'm okay, you know, but you know, I'm just trying to break that stigma and saying it's okay to not be okay, but we don't want you to stay there, right? We don't want you to live there, you know? Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Right. Yeah. Yes.
Join us for From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole, a podcast where we're discussing all things mental health and wellness. Airing Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Oklahoma Victorious Worship Radio, and on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on PGN TV. For full details on air dates, networks, and how to be a guest on the show, email us at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com or visit RoshawnNicole.com.
So we're just kind of talking about, you know, being an artist and being an independent artist and how there's struggles, and the struggle is real. So it can be real, right? And so we talked about therapy. We talked about surrounding ourselves with loving, compassionate people. And so what advice would you give to other artists out there that might be just struggling with their mental health and struggling with just being an independent artist? Like, what advice would you want to give to independent artists or any artist?
Well, I know that, you know, being an artist is a great, you know, outlet for your emotions and your feelings. That's how I use it. You know, I pour my heart into the songs, and I think we just need to remember why we're doing it. You know, especially if you're a Christian artist, you know, we're doing it like for me, it's a calling. And a passion, and I know people have that passion, you know, and that's why we do it. We kind of get wrapped up in the numbers, the number of likes and the number of streams, and that's where we lose focus and become really discouraged. Even think about quitting sometimes, and we need to get back to why we're doing it and the purpose of it.
Absolutely.
Because we're given a gift, and this is our gift to share with the world. So whatever capacity God allows us to do that is just a blessing, whether it's a smaller scale, a larger scale. So
yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that. Well, I would love to hear about your new single coming up. I see it's called Unsure of Me. Tell us about that. And and when is it coming out? When is it dropping?
Well, I actually wrote it with a couple of friends down in Tennessee. One's name is Hannah McDonald, and the other was Chelsea Erica Smith. And we were kind of just, it's a mainstream kind of a heartbreak sort of country song. And we were just kind of discussing, we were kind of getting personal, you know, discussing like breakups and stuff we've gone through. And so that influenced the lyrics of the song. Okay. And so it's basically, you know, the person being talked about in the story is kind of half-hearted in the relationship. And, you know, the person telling the story is all in. And so that's where the title "Unsure of Me" comes from. The other person is sure of the relationship, and so it's pretty cool.
Awesome. So, and when's the release date? When is that?
No release date yet, but
Okay.
It should be out within the next few weeks. So.
Oh, okay. So pretty soon. Okay. Oh, awesome. Okay. I will be looking out for that, and I'm sure you'll post it. I would love to hear that. And yes, so stay tuned, everyone, for that as well. Can't wait to hear that. It sounds great. So, and now tell us about your featured song, From the Ashes. A little bit about that song.
Yeah, From the Ashes. I wrote that with a friend of mine from Sweden. Her name is Maria Segerholm, just an amazing singer-songwriter and artist. And I had connected with her through social media and heard her music, and so I wanted to try to write with her. So I reached out to her, and we set up a co-write. And we both had gone through our own share of personal trials.
Yeah.
I think it was probably her idea to write a song from the perspective of Job from the Old Testament.
Yeah. Wow.
So we started doing that, but of course we infused our own experiences into it. So it's like this really powerful song, and these are her words. The song takes the listener from lament to praise.
Okay.
So it starts out kind of dark, but it gets really positive. Basically, that God is our only hope and a refuge.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's really a pretty amazing song that I'm really proud to be a part of. So
beautiful. Wow. Okay, I have to check that out. So from the Ashes. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, it was actually part of a whole what she called a lament EP that she put out.
Okay.
So they're all like lament songs because a lot of songs are praise and worship are like upbeat and happy. And she was saying that there aren't enough songs that are like lamenting. Like a lot of the Psalms are from a lament point of view.
Yeah.
And because those are important too, not just the happy-go-lucky.
Yes.
praise
yes.
worships.
Right.
These are just really raw and honest worship songs. And they offer hope too. So
yes, we're talking about some real stuff. Yes, love it. Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, awesome, Tom. Well, yes. So, Tom, would you like to give any shout outs to anyone? And also tell us what is next for you. I know you told us about your single, but what if you have any other events or any other singles or music or anything else? So yeah, so any shout outs and what's next for you?
Well, actually this is the first that people are going to hear this, but my next single will feature a good friend of mine named Melinda Bly will be a guest vocalist on there and featured artist. So I have it's been kind of a surprise. I haven't announced that yet, so they're hearing it here first. So.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
That's the one shout out.
Okay.
And as far as events, I'm hoping to book some county fairs this year, and possibly festivals. Hopefully play some churches again and get reestablished here in the Seattle area. So looking forward to that.
Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah, you're just moving back, so you're just reestablishing yourself here in Seattle. So yeah. Yep. All right. Now tell the audience, where can we find out more about Tom Taylor? Where can we find out about you?
Well, I have a website, tomtaylorministries.net. I'm very active, mostly on Facebook. So you can go to facebook.com/Tom Taylor Official. That's my main profile. I've got Instagram at Tom Taylor Ministries. I've got TikTok at Tom Taylor Music, I believe it is. So all those platforms, and I'm on Spotify and Apple Music and all the major streaming platforms.
So yep, you're everywhere. So it'll be easy for people to find you. Yep, Tom Taylor. Awesome. Well, Tom, before we say goodbye, we're going to just lighten the mood just a little bit, I love to do it's called This or That or Would You Rather. And it's just a couple of questions that I'll ask you, and I'll give you two choices, and you're going to tell me what's your favorite choice and why. And so, this one I was like, oh, let me see what he'll say for this one. So, would you rather, beach or the mountains?
The beach.
Beach. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The beach.
That's an easy one for me.
That's the easy one. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I was like, probably the beach, because most people here in Seattle, we're surrounded by mountains, right? But it's like the beach, yes, that's pretty much what we would say. So, yep. All right. Now, this one might be a little difficult, maybe a tie. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Would you prefer concert or musicals?
I'd say a concert.
Concert. Okay. Concert.
Musicals are good too, but I'm probably more of a concert guy.
Concert. Do you know the last person you've seen in concert by chance?
Let me think about that.
If not, it's okay. I was just seeing if you.
Well, actually, my friend Melinda actually saw her do a Christmas concert. So
okay, around that season time. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Awesome. All right. The next one is: would you prefer chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Same here. Yep. Always have been. Yep.
Whether it's cake or ice cream.
Yeah. Chocolate. Okay. And the last one, would you prefer a home cooked meal or would you prefer to go out to a restaurant?
That's kind of tough because, I've lived by myself down in Tennessee for several years. I've really missed home cooked meals. So, okay. And I did start cooking some stuff on my own, but I really miss really good home cooked meals. So that's kind of be a 50-50 on that one.
50-50 on that. That's a tie. Okay, I know. I was like, that one might be hard because I was like, I like home cooked meals and I like to cook, but then I do like to go to my restaurant to get my favorite food. So, okay, yep.
That whole experience of going out too is pretty cool. So.
Right. Okay. Well, just getting to know a little bit about who Tom is and what he prefers. So awesome. Well, Tom, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show today and for sharing about you and your beautiful, beautiful music. And is there any last words that you would like to say?
Oh, just thank you for having me on. It's a real honor. And yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you for coming on, and I will be, watching your journey, your amazing journey. Thank you for sharing your music and your story, and for just, when you're on social media, you are like truly transparent. And so I do appreciate that about you, how you're just like, hey, everyone, this is what's going on, or this is how I'm feeling. And you're just very transparent. Yeah. And I know, and then even your joys, you're just like, this is just what happened. And I'm just like, yes, so I appreciate you for just always uplifting others on social media, encouraging others, not just with your music, but just with your words and all of your accolades. So keep on doing that. And we'll keep in touch as well, as we always do. And so thank you for coming on the show today. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you soon. All right, friends. So you heard of one of my favorite friends who is a beautiful singer, Tom Taylor. He told you exactly where to get his music and to know more about him. Check out his website, his social media, Tom Taylor, and support him. Support Seattle, Washington. Awesome. So thank you so much. So 3 ways that you can watch this show and all episodes. So the first way is you can watch this episode or future episodes on Fridays at 6:00 p.m. on the Oklahoma Victorious Worship Radio. The second way is on Monday nights at 6:00 Pacific Standard Time on PGN TV. And the third way is on my YouTube channel, Roshawn Nicole. If you're watching on YouTube, please press subscribe, comment, share, like, do all those things so you can stay notified of all the episodes. You don't want to miss them. Thank you to the producer of the show, Dr. Teresa Jordan, CEO of Praise Fest Gospel Network. I appreciate you. Thank you to my guest, Tom Taylor, and you for listening or watching. Stay tuned to all episodes, and I want to encourage you to continue to stay lit, keep shining, and ignite freedom. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole. To be a guest on the show, please contact us at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com. We would love to connect with you, so please take a moment to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms. We look forward to having you join us next time for Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole.